Yeah, we're just going to make that long rectangular kind of bolster to support from the sacrum all the way up to the neck and head. Just make sure there's no lumps so we don't have a princess in the pea situation. Time, but when ready to lay yourself down upon that bolster, it's reminding that buttocks should be on the floor. The blanket begins to support you from the sacrum upward, including as I often say, the invitation is to just take a few moments to wiggle and move your way toward a place of relative comfort. That you can begin to arrive through a connection to physical stillness. So just for now, all doing comes to a gentle halt. And you allow yourself to arrive right where you are in this moment. Sensing into the elements of your environment, the actual physical presence of objects or others in your room or nearby. The sounds, the smells, the visual appeal of those things that surround. And once you sense the space around you, to gently say to yourself, I am here. And you might state that 3 times. So sensing into that physical environment and saying to yourself, I am here. And after acknowledging your presence in your physical space, to begin to draw your attention to the place where the body is making contact with your mat, contact with your rectangular folded blanket. And as you sense the felt content, the felt experience of the space beneath you, notice any sensations that are coming in through the layer of your skin. The feeling of clothing, the temperature of the air. And as you feel your connection to the surface beneath you and to the sensations coming alive through your skin, to again say to yourself, I am here. And then we refine more deeply as we attempt to draw full focus inside of the body. To notice what sensations come into awareness as your lens is directed inside. Maybe it's the movement of breath, the beat of the heart, a pulse of an organ. a sensation in the digestive tract, a sensation coming from the periphery, from the legs, the hands, the arms, the feet, the face, the head, inside. And as you feel into the inside of the body, as you connect with your interoceptive awareness, to again say to yourself, I am. I am. And then gather all these awarenesses into one big awareness, into a total awareness of place, of external sensations, exteroception, and then inner awareness, interoceptive awareness. And with all three of these awarenesses together, with this very wide lens, I welcome you again to say to yourself, I am here. And from within that sense of I am here, to now connect specifically with the felt sense of breath. And in any moment you notice the mind moving into dialogue, into narrative, into story, smile at the narrative, smile at the weaver of thought, and again say to yourself, I am here. Feeling rise and fall of breath. Noting where in the body you feel this rise and fall. Without changing anything, sense into the quality of the breath this morning. Sense its pace. Its rhythm. Even sense its texture. Is it rough or smooth? Does breath feel to move freely, or do you sense restriction? Nothing to correct, change, or control. We're just becoming aware. And we welcome the breath just as it is. We welcome the intelligence of the breath and how the quality and rhythm and pace of the breath changes in every moment as we move through the world. How breath is affected by mood, how it's affected by the internal narrative, how it's actually the intermediary between the body and mind. So we befriend the breath as we sit with it. We befriend it as a wise one, a wise aspect of our being. And we remember that as we gently work with breath, we impact both body and mind. If you'd like, take a mental snapshot of whatever is arising in your experience. Connection with the environment, the inner awareness, the external awareness. What do you notice is present? What do you notice is here? And as you release the snapshot to return to the breath, to then begin the process of slowing down the breath. And we begin this process by taking a comfortable, full, complete inhale without forcing, without straining. And then we lengthen out the exhale. We slow its release down. And when we've come to the bottom of the breath, we sink into it and wait for the spontaneous arising of the inhale. And we meet the inhale. And in the meeting of the inhale, we complete the inhale. We note the moment of completion. And then we begin the gentle release of the exhale. I'd like to invite you to just stick with this. Remembering that when the narrative, when the noise of the mind interrupts, you smile at the noise and you come back to this affirmation of, I am here. And I'd like you to explore this in silence for about one more full minute. More breaths in this way, please. When you complete with those 3 breaths, continue to hone your attention to the breath, but release any effort to manage the breath in any way. Offer the breath space to simply resume its desired rhythm. Allow the jaw to slacken. Soften eyes and eyelid. And release the weight of the body into the support of your folded blanket. If legs are straight, you might consider allowing knees to bend with feet firm on the floor. Let the hands turn palms face up as you move the arms 6 to 8 inches away from the sides of the body. And as you inhale, raise the heels coming up onto your toes. So yes, we're still lying down. These are bent, feet on the floor. And as you exhale, let the heels release to the ground. And we're going to do that again, but try to bring a gentle thump into the heels as they come down. Inhaling up onto the toes, and we drop the heels down with a thump. And please repeat that 3 more times. And once the heels come down a final time, keep heels on the floor and lift the remainder of the foot off the ground. So you're working the ankle as a lever. You're on the heel and you're just lifting the rest of the foot off the floor. And then you're gently here, slowly here, lowering the foot back to the ground. And when the foot touches the ground, when the feet touch the ground, press into the earth. And then relax the tension that arises from pressing the feet down. Rise back up onto the heels. And then feel the motion as the feet slowly lower to the earth. And when the feet are on the ground, as you press the feet down, feel the engagement in the legs, maybe all the way into the pelvis. Relax any tension. Keep the heels down, raise the feet up. And then one more time, slowly lower the feet to the floor. When both feet are firmly on the earth, press down equally into both feet. Feel how this engages legs and maybe into the pelvis. And then relax the legs, the pelvis, and just soften into this bent knee, feet on the floor position. We're going to continue to work into the ankles. So find the pinky toe side, the baby toe side of both feet, and roll the feet out. The knees will go out too, so we're rolling onto the small toe side of the foot, and then we're lowering the foot back down. And then we open onto the edge of the foot, and we lower down. So we want to try to initiate from the ankle. The legs will bend. We need them to. Well, they don't really bend. They open up. They rotate out. But just feel opening, rolling onto the edge of the foot, foot coming down. And then one more time, open onto the edges, outer edges, lateral edges of the feet, and roll down. For the next movement, when you're done with that, we'll need to widen the feet. Doesn't need to be super wide. We want to keep both soles firmly on the floor, so go only as wide as allows that. And now we roll into the medial edge of the foot. The knees will come together. If they come together too quickly, open the feet a little wider. So we're going to roll on to the big toe side of the foot, and then land the foot. And 2 more times, roll into the medial edge of the foot, open it back out, and one last time, roll into the medial edge of the foot, big toe side, and open it out. Pause. Feet will probably be wide now, and if they're not, we want to move the feet toward the edge of the mat to a comfort zone. We're going to go to some gentle knee drops here. So let the knees slowly fall over to the right. When you're ready, inhale, point the knees to the sky. And on the exhale, let the knees roll to the opposite side. Slow and flowing at the pace of the breath. Always inhaling center. Always exhaling as the knees relax to one side. So now we try to sense how the motion is more pronounced in the hip, creating a different kind of sensation, a different placement of sensation than when we were moving the feet alone. Next time your knees rock over to the right, go just as far as feels comfortable, And take a momentary pause here. And what I mean by momentary is just about one full breath, maybe slightly longer because of all my talking. And after that breath or so, raise the knees on inhale. And do the same as you bring the knees to the other side, momentary pause, connected to breath. When done on that side, the knees come back up again. I welcome you to now walk the feet back to hip width, aligning center of heels to center of buttocks. Let the arms move again in toward the sides of the body, this time spinning the palms so they face downward. Let's do a little bridge work with the blanket beneath us. If, however, that doesn't feel comfortable, don't hesitate to remove the blanket for this. So on inhale, we press into feet, reach into knees. We lift the hips and roll the spine away from the blanket. And on exhale, we slowly, mindfully return the spine to the support of the blanket, and we return the buttocks all the way to. And then I ask that you repeat that up to 3 more times, lifting and lowering to a degree and at a pace that really connects with you this morning, that allows you to actually sustain a sense of I am here. So sometimes when we push too hard, we come out of the body into the head. Even sometimes when we go too easy, we get sluggish in both mind and body. So we try to moderate. When you're done lifting and lowering, I'd like to welcome you to come in one more time if that feels favorable. And when you come in the last time, to find a hold, a spot where it's right for you to hold. And we want to use the legs to sustain the holding by pressing down through the feet, reaching out through the knees. Please reconnect with breath as you hold. And can you cultivate that feeling of a comfortable full breath? When you feel complete with the holding, you allow the exhale to carry downward, back to the blanket, buttocks back to the floor. Pause a moment in stillness. After a bit of time in stillness, please walk the inner edges of your feet together. And here, slowly allow the knees to separate as the legs come into a bound angle position. Let the soles of the feet touch. Let the knees relax open as far as feels comfortable. The next step is all about slow motion. Become aware of the inner thighs, of the hips. And as slowly as you can imagine possible, begin to draw the legs back toward each other. Don't be concerned if there's bouncing or some kinds of odd sensation here. Just be with it, ride it, be curious. Again, slow it down, maybe even more than you already are. Go slowly, with attention. Feeling the working of the hip and the inner thigh. And once the knees come together and the feet land flat on the floor, take a moment to simply soften and to breathe. I'd like to invite you into that process one more time. So again, if you like, bring the inner edges of the feet together. Slowly allow both knees to descend toward the earth, soles of the feet moving toward one another. Once in the pose, stop. Take a moment to feel. And then even slower than last time, begin to bring the legs back toward each other. Curious about sensations and the way in which they present themselves. Again, when you notice connecting into narrative, smile and say out loud or to yourself, I am here. Declaration of full presence. Give it all the time you need. We're all working at a different pace. When the legs have met, feet landed on the floor, to again pause. Cultivate that interoceptive awareness of any sensations that are arising in the body. We will continue lying on our backs. So I'd like you to move that blanket, minimize movement as you remove the blanket, and return to a position with knees bent as you lie on your back. Once you have returned to your back, I'd invite you to bring right knee into chest, hands around shin or thigh. And we bring the leg in over abdomen, over rib cage. And we give the knee a hug with an awareness of whether or not this gives rise to sensation in the body. See if the right ankle and foot can be relaxed. From here, we'll move to leg extensions. So if you'd like to follow with me, interlace hands underneath the knee around the thigh. If that's uncomfortable, a strap around the foot could also work here. And on inhale, the foot flexes, toes toward knee as you inhale, heel to sky, straight leg. And exhale gently, slowly. Relax the ankle foot as you bend the knee and you hug the knee back in toward abdomen. Inhale, flex the foot, heel to sky, straightening the leg. Exhaling, bending the knee, relaxing ankle and foot, drawing thigh toward belly. Last time with a hold, inhale, flex the foot, heel to sky, hold. Holding up through the heel, finding the breath. And we stay with leg extension here for up to 4 more breaths. Using the breath to help you sustain that sense of I am here. When you are done with up to 4 breaths, to please let the knee bend, let the ankle and foot relax. And let's carry on with 4 square position by placing right ankle on left thigh, using right hand to push the right knee away, and then drawing the left knee in. Again, hands are strapped here around thigh or shin, both feet flex. So we want to imagine that we were standing on the feet, so the feet come into that flexed position. And we draw the leg in to awaken the muscles of the back of the thigh as well as the gluteal muscles. To stretch and open the little piriformis muscle. This can be intense, so you're modulating how deeply you go. The intent is to stay relaxed within the posture, to continue to regulate the nervous system by really holding presence in a way that serves you, working in a way that doesn't shock the nervous system. And we'll offer it up to 3 more breaths. Now, when your breaths are done, to release that left foot to the floor and again raise the right leg to the sky with foot flex, pushing up through the heel. When the leg is extended in the sky, inhale. As you exhale, firm the belly and let the lower back connect with the earth. And with lower back connected to the earth, very slowly, lower leg, with the leg in traction the whole time, as if being pulled by the ankle. You're lowering slowly, leg in traction. And once the leg finally lands upon the earth, you explore the experience of softening and relaxing that leg as much as you are able. Nice deep inhale when done. If you'd like, exhale that breath to the side. Felt sense of whole body. Right knee bending again, right foot landing on floor. This time, left knee is drawn to the chest for a hug. Find best placement for your hands. Draw the thigh over the abdomen, and as you hug the leg in, to notice if and what sensations arise. Where do they arise? How is this side similar or different from your awareness of the other side? I am here. Another breath or two. When you feel complete, hands come around the thigh or maybe strap around the foot. And on the inhale, flex the foot, heel to sky, leg straightens into the air. And as you exhale, bending the knee, please relax the ankle and foot. Hug the thigh in. Inhale, flex and straighten. Exhale, bend the knee, relax ankle and foot, upper leg toward chest. Last time's our hold. Inhale, flex foot, heel to sky. As heel reaches up, anchored down through left buttock and sacrum. And notice what this side is showing you. Notice the ease or challenge of maintaining the leg in extension. Is the leg still, or is there some vibration or shaking in the leg? Just see what you're experiencing. Let's explore and hold up to 3 more breaths. When breaths are done, 4 square other side, so knee bend. Left ankle lands on right thigh. We push the left knee open, kind of squaring the hips. And then right foot comes off the ground and we interlace hands or strap around thigh or right shin. Both feet flex. Lower back grounded, so sacrum grounded here. And we move from a grounded sacrum as we draw the legs in to dial up just the right amount on this side of the body. Grounding the mind with I am here. Maybe on inhale, you're saying, I am. And on the exhale, you're saying, here. I am here. Up to 3 more breaths. When you're done, to release the leg, foot to floor. Left leg extends into the sky once more. Foot is flexed, heel to sky, leg is in traction. On exhale, lower back anchors on the earth, lower back remains anchored as the leg goes down, as light as a feather, floating on a gentle breeze, coming down slowly, 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 tractioning, lengthening the leg as it comes down. And when your leg finally lands, you allow the leg to completely, no rush, you let it completely relax and soften. Rest a moment in the experience that arises following the release of the pose. It might be subtle, it might be potent. Just notice what's true. And after a period of observation, to again bend the left knee, both feet are on the floor. And from here, I'm going to welcome you first to roll onto one side. Either side is good. We're not working on the side, just rolling there as transition. And as you're inside lying, maybe hugging the knees toward the chest, so you're in a side lying fetal position. In a side lying child pose, a side lying apanasana, knee to chest position. And let yourself rest here with that sense of I'm here. I am here in my body. I am here in the magnificence of the gift of this day. The gift of this day. And when you feel ready to slowly transition to seated, please pause a moment once you're seated, legs adjusted in any position that the body is receptive to, straight, bent, folded. And as you come to that sitting position, to allow the eyes to close. Make fists with both hands, thumbs inside, known as Adi Mudra. And let those hands rest upon the lap, thumbs inside. A gesture to support grounding, to support presence, to support a sense of I am. And keep hands in Adi Mudra, but as you inhale, lift shoulders toward ears. Exhale, circle shoulders back and down with a sigh. And again, as ready, inhale up. Exhale back and down with a sigh. And one last time. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale back and down with a sigh. Sitting tall, shoulders relaxed. Here on exhale, please bow head, chin toward throat. Soften the jaw, relax the face. Slow half neck rolls. Inhale, head rolls first toward one shoulder. Exhale, head to center. Inhale, head rolls toward the opposite shoulder. Exhale, when ready, head bows down to center. Now this time, inhale, roll the head right and raise the right shoulder toward the head. We're going to give it a squeeze, and then as slowly as you can, let the shoulder release downward as the head rises up. Once there, pause. Feel right neck, right shoulder. And when you're ready, on exhale, bow the head again. So point nose to ground, relax the head down. And then as we did with the other side, roll the head toward the left shoulder, this time left shoulder reaching up toward the head. We give it a significant squeeze. And then the key here is the slow motion as we let the shoulder release down while raising the head. And when the shoulder is down and the head is up, again, stop and still. Pause and breathe. And here on inhale, one more time, lift both shoulders up on inhale. Shoulders back and down with an exhaling sigh. Again, a moment in stillness, allowing hands to release mudra if still holding. If eyes are closed, soften the eyes downward. Even if they're open, soften them downward. And let's all begin to slowly open eyes with an awareness of light, color, form, and texture. And when eyes are fully awake, I'd like you to take a moment to transition into table pose. Beginning here with cat-cow movements. So exhale for cat. So exhale, curl tail under, mid back up, lower head. Inhale, tail rises. Belly and chest soften to earth. Shoulders back, head rise. And repeating at your pace. 3 more sets. Cat and cow. I am here. Anchored, present, an alert, very gentle way to everything that is arising within me. When those 3 sets of active cat-cow are done, I'd like to invite you into another cat pose for a hold. Tail under, mid back up, head is lowered only when you're ready. And we make this an active hold by sustaining the reach of the back toward the sky. Notice everything. Feel of hands on the earth, the sensations in the wrists from this position, the engagement of the arms, shape, feeling of the spine, upper legs, the knees on the earth, parts of lower legs on the earth, feet. And imagining the spine as a string of dominoes one moving followed by the other. As we move the additional, the first domino, and that first domino is the tip of the tailbone. So the tip of the tailbone starts to lift toward the sky, and the dominoes of the spine fall into place as you rise into cow pose. Careful not to thrust the head back. Be aware of space and opening in the neck. Feel breath. Inhale through nose. And if you'd like, try exhaling with a hum. Please repeat that up to 2 more times. Taking as much time as you need to complete that hum. When you're done with 3, they call this Brahmari breath, the B sounding breath. When you're done, don't rush. Take the toes, curl them under, and raise knees as you press into a bent knee down dog, emphasizing length of the spine, tailbone reaching up and back. Maybe there's a little left-right motion in the hips as you draw that tail as far up and back as you are able. Neck and head are relaxed. Breath is full. And I invite you to stay for 3 breaths. Maybe slowly lowering heels down as you hold. Stay 2 breaths. Give it 1 more breath. 2 options here. Table to right foot forward. Or downward dog to right foot forward. And we're going to come to a lunge. So if you went down dog to right foot forward, you're already there. If you went to table, you're going to raise that back knee, push through the heel. Now, don't forget that we can utilize blocks here, one underneath each hand, if we find that we're getting a lot of rounding in the spine in the position. Better to have an extended spine here. While holding the lunge, let the foot walk a little bit further, and as you exhale, sink the hips down a little. And this can be done with the back knee on the floor. Inhale, you back out of the deepness of the lunge. So exhale, deepen the lunge in a way that feels appropriate to you. Inhale, back out of it, and go 2 more times. Exhale, sink into it. Inhale, back out of it. Now, last time, I invite you to sink into the lunge, to find a place of not too much, not too little. And if your back knee is on the floor, experiment with bringing the knee down and notice how you don't change the quality of the stretch, but you're actually allowing some muscles that don't really need to be working here to relax. So come into the breath, come into the felt sense of the lunge, adjusting to accommodate to the unique gifts of your body. And let's all stay here together for up to 3 more breaths. The transition, there's 2 options again. So we go to table before transitioning left foot forward, or we curl the toes, we step the right foot back, and then we bring the left foot forward. One way is not better than the other. With the left foot forward, just shimmy the foot a little forward of the knee so you can work the lunge without stress on your knee joint. Back toes curl under if you'd like, so you can choose to lift the knee off the floor here. And as you exhale, sink into the lunge. Inhale, back away from the lunge. And try that up to 3 more times. And for those of you with the back knee off the floor, really settle into just the right intensity here. Those with knee down, you're settling too into the intensity. But those of us with the knee off, once we find the right level of intensity, let the knee come down and really notice how you can sustain a nice stretch while relaxing some of the unnecessary muscles here. Base and jaw relax. We experiment with practicing non-resistance to what is arising. We relax into it, riding the waves of the experience for up to 3 more breaths. I am here. We will ultimately come to standing. So some might enjoy going to lunge and stepping the back foot forward. Some will enjoy going to table and then rising to standing from table. Your choice. And once you are standing, please find the short edge, top edge of your mat. We'll continue with a half sun salutation with some variations. So we're going to bring hands to prayer position at the heart. And when ready, on inhale, sweep up, stretch up, look up. Soft knees as you exhale and swan dive fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Ground the feet, arms like wings. Inhale, reach up, stretch up, look up. Now as you exhale, both knees bend, hips reach behind the heels. And as you lower into Utkatasana, lower the arms just to shoulder height. We'll be able to adjust that for the hold if you don't like this position. Inhale, press down and rise up. As you rise up, you might enjoy a little back bend. Exhale, knees bend, hips reach behind the heels, arms move to shoulder height. We sit. Inhale, rise up. Little back bend. We're going for 3 more. Last one will be a hold. So follow the pace of the breath. Stay connected to that interoceptive awareness. Hips reaching behind the heels. Smooth and easy. Now I think some of you might have one more. But if you're already in that last one, you can stay in it. So when you settle into Utkatasana, chair pose the final time, you can keep the arms reaching forward. If you like bringing the arms overhead, and you can do that without stress to the shoulder joints, you do that. Or namaste at the heart. Hips reaching behind, settling into your seat. And I welcome you to hold for up to 3 more breaths. Deep inhale, full exhale. When your breaths are done, to press down as you rise up, arms reach up, little back bend. And from that back bend, release arms, open like wings. And bring hands, right hand on top of, left hand on top of right. So right hand on the heart, left hand on top. And we pause. This is actually considered Hri, H-R-I, Hridaya, which means heart, the heart mudra. And we settle into stillness as we tune into the rhythm of the heart. I am here. I welcome you now to step and turn to face the long edge of your mat. Let's continue with the right heel pointing to the left arch. We'll do a little simple flow of movement. So arms like wings, shoulders are soft, drishti or gazes over right middle finger. And here, as you exhale, please bend the knee to align it over the ankle, so right knee bending. Inhale, straight leg. Exhale, right arm down, left arm up. So left arm is pointing to the sky here like a triangle. Inhale back to a T position. And exhale, reverse. So 3 posture flow. Inhale back to T. Exhale, warrior stance, right knee over ankle. Inhale, straight leg. Exhale, right arm down, left arm up. Inhale, T again. Exhale, reverse triangle. Inhale, T, third set with holds. Exhale, right knee over the ankles, settle into your stance, soften the shoulders. Option A is right where you are. Option B is hands on hips. We want to think about long spine, not leaning spine, so really vertical, upright spine, breath is full, and we can hold for up to 4 more breaths. No resistance, just presence, best you can. When you feel complete, let an inhale straighten the leg. Let the exhale move you into triangle, right arm down, left arm up. Firm tummy. We want to think about drawing the heart away from the navel so we're not collapsing in. And it's almost as if you were trying to place back of head and shoulders and right buttock, not left, right buttock on the wall. Deep full breaths for up to 3 more. Smiling in, cultivating presence. When you are done, let the inhale lift you to T position and allow the exhale to bring left arm down, right arm up into a reverse warrior. Gaze can remain forward or look up. And again, we'll hold for up to 3 more breaths. When breaths are done, inhale back to T position and into 5-pointed star by spinning those right toes forward. From 5-pointed star, left heel turns to face right arch, and we can turn our gaze to look over the left fingers. Here on exhale, left knee bends over the left ankle. Inhale, straight leg. Exhale, left arm down, right arm up, triangle. Inhale, T position. Exhale, reverse triangle. Inhale, T. Exhale, left knee over ankle. Inhale, straight leg. Exhale, left arm down, right arm up. Inhale, T. Exhale, reverse triangle, right arm down, left arm up. Inhale, T. Here comes our hold. Exhale, left knee over ankle. Shoulders soften down, arms reach, or maybe hands on hips. Gazes over the left shoulder, steady, present. Here, I I'm here. For up to 3 more breaths. Take your time. Know that when your breaths are done, to inhale straight leg. Triangle, exhale, left arm down, right arm up. Here we hold, feet anchored, leg muscles drawn in. Breath is full. For up to 3 more. Smiling, breathing, grounding. When your breaths are done, inhale T. And reverse triangle. Exhale, right arm down, left arm up, gaze forward or up, feet grounded, legs engaged. Full deep breaths for up to 3 more. And stay 2. Now, whenever you're done, inhale first to T, adjust the feet, toes forward, 5-pointed star. And from 5-pointed star, absolute, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, firm tummy, hinge from hips, swan dive, fold forward, hands on chin. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, maybe hands glide behind the legs, and use the hands, the arms as gentle levers to draw yourself in. Sternum still draws away from navel. Try to sustain some length spine. And let's go for up to 3 more breaths. Take your time. And when breaths are done, hands can slide to the top of the thighs. Head lifts alignment with the shoulders. Inhale, lengthen and rise all the way up. And once up, let the mind, the blood pressure settle and heel toe the feet back to hip width. Let's complete our standing practice this morning with a balance, so feel free to step off the mat as needed or get closer to a wall or chair. And first thing always is to find the 4 points of the feet as they settle upon the earth. Leg muscles draw in and up, spine lengthened, shoulders down, and drishti, focal point, is established. Transitioning weight into the right leg, left knee bends, toes on floor. We're going for tree here this morning. Let left knee point to the left, heel on shin. And here you may stay, or here you may choose to glide the foot higher onto the leg, placing foot below, or if preferred, above the knee. Hands can come to Anjali, prayer position at the heart, or if preferred, arms can rise overhead. Wherever the hands are, let the shoulders soften, slacken the jaw, and cultivate a full sense of presence as you sense, I am here. Hang on up to 3 more breaths. When you're complete, arms release, foot returns to floor, and we land and we soften. Take a moment in stillness to simply notice. Allow attention to move to left leg, bend the right knee. Pointing right knee to right, heel on shin, we stop, we assess, and we choose, foot on floor or on the leg. And then we stop and we choose, where will we place the hand? Keep that drishti, that focal point, steady gaze, relaxed jaw. Full presence, I am here. Hanging out with it for Up to 3 more breaths. When you're complete, arms release, legs release, and please soften. And in the process of softening, to turn to face the front of the mat, feet at hip width, hands at heart. And with your inhale, sweep the arms up high, reach to the sun, look up. And as you exhale, bend the knees, surrender, release, let go. Hands to floor or blocks. Please step back to table pose. From table, brief release into Garbhasana, child's pose. Pause and breathe in child. Breath welcomed into the back body here. And then in your time, I'd like you to please transition onto your back. And once on your back, we'll continue with knees bent and feet on the floor. Feel free to make sure additional clothing or blankets are nearby. We'll move right into a short closing sequence before Shavasana. So feet aligned for bridge, arms bent. So upper arms are on the floor, elbows on the floor. The lower arms are facing one another, palms facing one another. And what I'd like to do is a combination of pelvic tilts with bridge. So what you can explore is arching on inhale. Inhale, arch the lower back. Exhale, flatten the lower back and lift into bridge. And then inhale, you'll lower the spine and arch the back. And on the exhale, you'll flatten the back and lift into bridge. That's 2. Let's go 2 more times if that feels comfortable. Rest as needed. Inhale, arch. Exhale, flatten and lift. Best you can, as much as you can. Use those upper arms for leverage, for support. And the last time you choose to lift into this, if you'd like, add a hold. Grounding feet, reaching through knees. Opening heart towards sky. You hold as long as the body welcomes. Listening for the cue to release. Once you release, without bridge, do 1 or 2 pelvic tilts. Inhale, arch, exhale, flatten. I call that. So they're little sets. And when you're done, you can bring one knee followed by the other to the chest, offering yourself a hug. And following that hug, I'll guide a displacement of the hips for a twist. So let one foot at a time find ground. Legs remain bent. Hips lift off the mat and displace them 3-4 inches to the left. And once you've laid those hips back on the ground, lower knees to the right, head to the left. And then you make all the desired adjustments to create a shape that you can feel at home, that you can feel present. I am here. Up to 3 more breaths. As you complete, inhale, center. In center, you will return the hips, the spine to a neutrally aligned position. You pause, always that pause. Pause is one to feel, to notice where you are, to notice what's arising. And then eventually hips will displace to the right before you lay your knees over to the left. Accommodating the unique needs of your body in this moment. You settle up to 3 more breaths. When you are complete, inhale back to center. Realign the spine to what feels neutral. And eventually laying out in Shavasana for final relaxation. For about 3 breaths, consciously lengthen the exhale. You might do it by blowing the breath out through the mouth. You might do it with a hum. Allow there to be a letting go into the moment. Every time you exhale, go, go, and Here. Aware of your surrounding. The feeling of the body upon the earth. The felt sense coming through your skin. Aware of sensations originating within the body. Aware of breath. Breath allowed to deepen. Stretching and moving in a way that feels just right. And in your way and time, you gently, slowly make your way to a comfortable seated posture, possibly with hands in Adi Mudra, thumbs inside. As you settle in for another moment, to again take a snapshot of your experience. How are you feeling inside this body in this moment? Are you feeling here? Are you feeling present with yourself? Is this in any way different from the snapshot you took at the very start of practice? Consider moving hands to the heart in any way that feels right. If you'd like, join me in the chant of Om. Om. Om Shanti. Shanti Shanti, peace. May each of you and may all beings everywhere know happiness, peace, and freedom also. Thank you all very much for joining me here this morning. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Namaste.